You got a child or some children who trigger you? Listen to me. They are your biggest teachers. In the same way, there are children whose parents trigger them as well. Both of you need to understand that there was a contract that we signed before we got here.
Nobody likes to hear that.
But you signed a contract before you got here about what you came here to learn, and I promise you, those little people are the ones who came to teach you the most. And if you will yield to the lessons, then it will make both of your relationships so much better. Your children are ultimately, especially today's children, going to get the lessons anyway. It's a whole lot of people in my generation and earlier who just failed. So they coming back, getting in line and doing the same shit. You don't have to. You want to learn more? Stick around. That's what we're talking about today. Hi, I'm Zara and I'm glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about all things personal development, and I hit things from every angle. Right now, I'm focusing on family. So if you enjoy this, then I invite you to continue to come back. I don't know how long I'll be on the family subject specifically, but our families are in trouble, especially in the United States. I believe that's the case all over the world, but I am specifically talking about the things that are going on in the United States and the stuff that has happened that creates the division that so many families are experiencing right now, have been experiencing, but it's even worse now, especially the past few years. So I invite you to like, share, comment, and keep coming back. Turn on that notification bell. Let's get into it. I said that the child who triggers you the most is the one who came to teach you the greatest lessons. Not just the greatest lessons, but the lessons that you came here to learn. You see, anything that we resist persists. You've heard that before. How are you resisting your children? Because they are not aligning with what is easy for you. Ease. You know, most of the time, ease comes after lessons. Ease doesn't just show up in your life. Ease comes because you've learned a lesson. Here's what we tend to do with little people. When they get here, we've already decided what their lives are going to be. Well, shame on us. Shame on everybody who becomes a parent. Because we come here with our own life path to live, not our parents. Now, while I know that there are many cultures that still choose their children's life path,
That is diminishing more and more.
But I'm not here to change people and to stop people from doing what they do. Culture is a beast. I am here to allow people to do whatever they're going to do wherever they are. I am also here to share what I know, to give some information that will hopefully put you in a better position to have a better relationship with those people you spat out. Now, I know that there are children who are watching this too, and a lot of adult children. I welcome you. I'm so glad you're here, because not only will parents get a lot out of this, but adult children, you will too. You will learn quickly what your parents did that created the conflict with you. And yes, I'm saying your parents because, as I explained in one of the previous videos, there are up-down relationships and there are down-up relationships. Parents, your relationships with your children are up-down, and there's nothing you can ever do to change that. That means, in a nutshell, that your children have been with you their whole lives. And that means you have the responsibility, because you are the one who does all of the impacting in the beginning of your child's life and influencing them, good, bad, and indifferent, whether you understand it or not. In these down-up relationships, you are all they've known for a long time. And then when they start to expand and grow, if you are bucking everything that they are naturally, because we all come here with a particular temperament, no person is born a blank canvas. So if you are having problems with your very young children are only being who they are. And after a while, anybody, and I'm telling you specifically this generation, anybody is going to get tired of people not accepting who they are. And that is what starts your conflict. Conflict that often turns to combat, that then turns to a competition. I'm going to talk about that probably on the next video, and how you move from those 3 C's to the other 3 C's: compassion, cooperation, and collaboration. Doesn't that feel better than the first 3? I'm telling you, you can get there, but not if you keep fighting your children. Because as I said in the other videos, and I will keep reminding you, they don't have to put up with that anymore, and they will leave you. So parent, who needs to be the first student in a parent-child relationship? Oh, it's the parent, because no child comes here a blank canvas. Every child comes here knowing exactly who they are. That's why they come as forceful as they do and slapping at you, because they know who they are. Your responsibility is to study your child so that they can teach you who they are. And I have shortcuts to that to be able to help you. But once you learn who your children are, then you can adequately guide them in their strengths and what looks like weaknesses that you will have to create some safeguards around until they develop the emotional intelligence enough to be able to control those things themselves. Something most parents haven't learned either. So yeah, this is a personal growth journey, and personal development should never stop. Do not neglect personal growth, okay? Personal growth, personal development, we use them interchangeably. So here's a point that I really want to make so that you understand why your child deserves her honor, esteem, and respect as much as you do. Because we are more than flesh and blood. In fact, the real us, the real I am, is not flesh and blood. Your child came here just like you did, but you have forgotten that you are a spirit. You are not this flesh and blood any more than your child is the flesh and blood. Now, this is why I'm teaching this, because there are 3D things. If you haven't heard of 3D, 4D, 5D, and beyond, then this is why we got to get this, y'all, because everybody's basically just living according to this body, when we are more than this. And in order to really accelerate and to advance beyond what we've experienced, we got to be able to learn what we need to learn to get alone in this flesh, so that we can transcend all this fleshy stuff and actually use the I am that we are in order to transcend all of this stuff that we experience. See, we get the skill sets to be able to live cooperatively in this 3D world, in the reality that we see, but we have to do better than that. We got to start to understand the I am, that part of us that never dies. So when I talk about being more than flesh, your children came here with a spirit. They are souls. They are not just the little things that you see and have responded to since they got here. They came with their own agendas, with their own path of purpose, and where they came from is where they'll return to. All right? I know this brings up death and all that other kind of stuff, and I promise you we'll get to all of that. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm trying to keep these videos tight so that you just keep coming back, because I'm just going to be spitting them out, all right? I sat up like, okay, do I group these? No, I don't know that I'm going to group anything. I am just going to get on here and start teaching so you can see how much you know or how little, and keep coming your butt back here so you can fix your families, all right? Here's what you need to understand. This is life school. Oh yes, see, I believe that we just go get back in line if we fail to accomplish the purpose for which we came. So if you don't want to come and do all of this stuff all over again, get this stuff together. Shoot, stop thinking that, at the end of this, then it's done. Nah, child, do you know that for sure? No, you've been conditioned in some stuff. We've all been conditioned. I'm saying expand, allow yourself to expand what you know. Go beyond that which you've been conditioned for. Because if things are not working in your life, particularly with those you say you love, then it's time to learn some more. Listen, it ain't no fun growing by yourself. Bring the folk you love along with you. Because otherwise, all the responsibility for growing and absorbing all the crap and all that, it's gonna be on you. Go get your folk, bring them along with you. Have them join this community as well. Then y'all can talk about stuff after, okay? Grow together, or I promise you, it's gonna be a lot harder on you the more you know and grow. Life has changed, people. Life has changed dramatically traumatically and dramatically. And in order to really get a handle on this, then we got to get smarter. We got to learn how we've been conditioned, and we got to learn the kinds of things that are working against us, because things are indeed working against us. We've been conditioned to do some stuff that they knew was going to hurt our families, and we're going to intentionally hurt our families. And I'm talking everything from government, corporations, and all of the different institutions they've created. If you don't know that the prison system is a private system and that they've created avenues to get your people in there, and that stuff is still working today, and people who look just like you, I'm talking to y'all, created this too, okay? The music, all of this, even the music they create, y'all, it's at a vibration that keeps you dumbed down. You got to get smarter. If this is the game of life. If you're going to win, you got to learn the rules. You got to learn what's happening here. Or you're going to lose the people you say matter the most. And I want to see y'all stay together. I want to see that. That's why I'm teaching. All right? That's all I got for you today. It's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better. From somewhere out here in these Latin American streets. Ciao for now.